Monday morning Rogue Actions. Heinzie, how are you doing today? Great to have you as always.
Good morning, Cubs fam. Always great to be back. Another big episode of Rogue Actions. I've had a bit of a suntan. It's a bit of a warm day down under. I'm sorry. I'm a little bit more red. Looking like a tomato today, actually, but that's okay.
I should be. I did a Spartan race over the weekend with a bunch of friends of mine, and it was great. I was really excited about it. But during the race, after the race, we realized everybody the next day was torched, sunburned, and you wore these headbands, and everybody had this like white spot, but except for me. And so we're trying to figure this out, and we realized there was this mud pit at the very beginning of the race, and I was just really amped, and so I just swan dive into the mud pit and get mud all over my face and all over my body, and I guess it prevented me from getting the sunburn. So I might have looked like you if I didn't dive into that mud pit.
Dude, well done, mate. Well, you did a Spartan race. I probably just ate a Spartan feast. So everyone to their own, man. Crazy stuff. But no, congratulations, dude. That's a great little event, and glad you knocked it off. Well done.
Oh yeah, it was really good. It was my 10th race number 10.
Really?
Hold on, where's my medal?
Oh, show me.
Here we go. Here's my.
That's a really neat looking medal, brother. That's pretty impressive.
10th medal. Yeah.
That's pretty impressive.
It's fun.
I think I won a medal once for the most drops in a GAC battle, but I'm not going to share that medal today.
Most preloads.
You may be.
All right, let's get to it. We got our mini moment of the day. I actually really like this one. Let's hear it. We got to zoom in on this. So we got do or do not. There is no try. What's wrong with trying? Yoda bows his head. Don't try it. And then you guys can't see this because the logo's covering up, but Yoda says, trust me.
Trust me. It's like, trust me on this one. It's a good one. I did like it.
Oh, man.
It's a ripper. It's an absolute ripper.
There's no Galaxy of Heroes memes this week, and that kind of bleeds into our next topic because, Heinzie, this game is freaking stale right now. There's like nothing to do in the game right now. I was sitting here trying to figure out what the hell we're going to talk about for Rogue Actions, and there's just a severe lack of anything going on in the game right now. Now, I think that's probably going to change. This is kind of where we're at right now. But one thing I want to highlight in particular, we're going to talk a little bit more about this on your channel, on whether or not 3v3 is dead. But I want to talk about it from this angle. We've got 5v5 coming up again. And so we've avoided 3v3 once again. And my fear is, Heinzie, that Grand Arena, I think, in a lot of ways already kind of feels a little bit stale for people, other than, I mean, they've changed things up with the rewards, but the actual battle structure and what have you. 3v3 was one of the things that kept that interesting. And so I wonder, is even Grand Arena going to start to feel stale if we only ever have 5v5?
Variety is the spice of life, Cubs. I think that's pretty obvious. And we do have some 5v5 coming up, quite a lot of it. But I'm kind of okay with it because we understand why. And yeah, we will certainly cover the reasons, of course.
You think it's Star Killer?
Yeah, Star Killer.
No,
and also
no more spoilers.
So
we'll finish the 3v3 conversation over there.
We'll come back and we'll have a chat about that one over there. But honestly, I totally understand why. And I think that I am actually a lot happier, certainly with the new system when it comes to the matchups as well. I'm certainly finding more competition so far with the new matchup system, the matchmaking, because it was pretty bad for a while there previously. I know that certainly there's still a lot of problems and tweaks and adjustments, and some people are still getting some really trash matchups. I've personally found that the majority of people you speak to, it's definitely more of a spirited contest against the opponent that you go against, at least, and that's got to be an advantage. But yeah, we're in flux. I think that's probably the best word for it at the moment, Cubs. We're in flux, and normally when we're in that position, though, that kind of means they're working on something in the background. I mean, we've seen this before, haven't we? This is the thing. I don't think they're sitting around sipping Mai Tais on a beach somewhere. I just don't think that's happening.
I mean, they might be. Who knows?
Maybe they are, but as long as they're getting work done, I don't care. As long as they're making new stuff. So whether it's new content, whether it's a change to something, I just don't know because we don't get that information until, of course, it drops instantly without any notice. We're sort of a bit blind as to what's coming up, and we're always in this thought train of, okay, we think something's coming, but we're not quite sure. And I think a lot of that comes down, of course, to the road ahead that we haven't got yet. We got the State of the Galaxy recently, and we're overdue for the road ahead, right?
Yeah, and we'll talk a little bit about that here on our next topic, which is going to be a little more hopeful. I want to qualify this. The game is stale right now. I had to fit that right now in because I'm confident things will change. But man, right now, the whole weekend, every time I went into the game, I was just like, all right, I'm gonna go sim a couple battles and then peace out. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but it's a calm before the storm. I mean, what we tend to get is, we've seen this before. We get absolutely, we get a dry spell for a while of whatever game mode it is, or whatever, whatever we need to do in game, and then all of a sudden everything drops at once. There's no consistency, there's no even cadence. It's like, okay, we're just going to dump everything on you now, all in one hit. So I don't know if that's around the corner now or in the coming weeks or months.
Let's talk about it. Okay, so this is that segues perfectly into what I want to talk about, because the road ahead, they dropped quite the teaser for the road ahead, and I was rereading this morning, and I think we focused on the wrong part of this wrap up from the State of the Galaxy, because they said that they want to talk about the next phase of the gear intervention, a Grand Arena update, which I'm really curious to see what they mean by that.
Yeah.
And the Omicron updates. And it was really easy to skim over this slip of the tongue here, where they say, while there are new exciting new characters and modes.
Yes.
So I don't know about you, Heinze, but that looks like new game modes in the plural.
Right. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, they have to be working on something in the background, Cubs. They have to be, right? And that's not a disappointing thing. I think there's certainly things coming. We're in what we call a slow news week at the moment. That's where we're at.
Slow news month.
Slow news, call it whatever you want. But the point that I'm trying to get at is that this is not finite. This is something that, of course, we're going to get a heap of stuff all at once, because that's how they release things. We get everything dumped on us all in one hit. So really, we are just waiting for the road ahead, and I think that that's certainly going to give us a lot of the answers to what we're talking about today.
Do you think that road ahead is coming this week, or do you think it's going to be a little bit longer?
Oh, mate. Okay, we talked about this the other day, and I think it's going to be probably, we talked about it with a lot of my Patreons. We were talking around mid-March. That's what we thought was around the time.
Mid-March.
That's what we think. It's a couple of weeks from now. That's sort of realistic. I hope it drops this week. Don't get me wrong, because we're due for it. But I think that we have really just had the State of the Galaxy dropped in their mind, I think, anyway. And I think it's too soon to drop the road ahead. The road ahead yet. But
I don't know. I mean, the State of the Galaxy wasn't even really that much of a State of the Galaxy. It was basically a big, long-winded explanation of how they think about the meta and 2 ship announcements.
Yeah. Look, but this is nothing new. I mean, I don't think a lot of us have been overly thrilled with the State of the Galaxy for a while now. I think that really I don't think we're still getting enough information in it. I think it's just like, hey, by the way, guys, in the next few weeks we're getting this, and we'll see you soon with some more stuff. And I get frustrated because we really want to get excited about stuff. We really want to get passionate about things coming to the game. It's hard when we don't bloody know. And do you think that they're being too insular and hiding things from us until the last moment? Is this a cadence you're happy with, Cubs? Is this something that you think, this is the way they should be doing it? Or should they just be a bit more transparent with things coming up? And we know things are going to change all the time. But
yeah, that's a good question. I would be a little reserved on complaining about a lack of transparency, mostly because I just feel like they've taken so many steps in the right direction. I just want to be clear that
100%.
I'm grateful for the changes they've made and for how much more transparent they've become. But at the same time, more transparency is always welcome. And so if you're asking me would I like more transparency, I think the answer is always going to be yes. As a fan of the game, as a player of the game, as a content creator for the game, the more that I can know, the better. And so do I think, maybe a better question is, do I think they're in a reasonable area of transparency right now? And I think they pretty much are. It makes sense to me that they're not able to share everything with us. And I think I'm, for the most part, okay with that. But yeah, I would like to know more. And we'll just kind of wait and see. It really does seem like right now they are definitely taking the road ahead is going to be our premier reveal spot approach right now. And so maybe ask me that question after the road ahead. We'll see how we feel.
Look, let me give you a quick example, Cubs, if I can, before we move on from this. But yeah, look, let me just say this. I of course have just a couple of weeks ago started picking up another game to play to fill in the gaps between GAC when GAC is not on, because unfortunately there's really not that much exciting stuff to cover in the game if GAC is not running. Call it what it is, but that's where we're at right now.
That's the truth.
Okay.
I've had a hard time streaming lately.
So I picked up a game a couple of weeks ago. I actually got invited to host the official stream for that particular game mode, like the developers direct, okay? And they basically laid out, because they're making some big changes to the guild structure in that game. They've laid out a 6-month plan to everyone yesterday in one hit.
6-month plan.
6 months. This is what we're doing in the next 6 months. This is a stage 1.
Maybe I've been conditioned to not expect much.
Stage 3. Yeah. And I mean, this is the point. I mean, now
amazing.
This is the sort of thing that I think this game mode, CG needs to do more. I think that, every quarter, I understand they can't release everything, but I think we definitely, I think that we'd like to see more to keep us pumped and excited, because that also tells us not only that we're getting new things coming, but they really are passionate about continuing to build the game and still keep steering it in the right direction. And I think that's what we want to know. It's a bit of assurance that, hey guys, we've got you covered here. We're still doing some cool stuff. We're not just sitting here right now, twiddling our thumbs, just, waiting for you guys to buy crystals from us, which we know that's the game and we know that's what they want to do. And packs, let's make no mistake. But there is still a passion there. There's Star Wars people and the Star Wars players, Cubs. You know this. You've spoken to them, right? I mean, I don't need to tell you. They love Star Wars and they love this game. And the point is that we want to be as excited as you guys do. But to do that, we just need to know a little bit more about what's coming up. That's all it is. And I just don't think that the state of the galaxy and the road ahead at the moment, we're getting enough. That's all.
I think that's fair. And I really like that you pointed that out, because something I think sometimes I forget about is my main experience with games is Galaxy of Heroes. I mean, I've been around other communities. I've seen other things, but I think I get so used to what is normal here that, like, hearing about, like, if someone were to tell me they want CG to do a 6-month plan, I'd be like, they're never going to do that. But hearing that they do it in another game, it makes me think about it a little bit differently, right? Like, if that's possible in other places, why not here?
We're so used to this structure. We're so used to this structure of drip-fed information to us as players. I don't think that's the right way to go. And yes, you're right. Transparency has greatly increased. Absolutely thrilled about that, considering where this was a year or two ago, where, mate, it was like crickets. You're
more negative than me in this video, Heinze.
I'm not being negative.
I'm
just stating my opinion. No, I'm just stating my opinion, and I'm
more
not
critical. You're more critical than me in this video.
Yeah, look, maybe I am. But that's
I like it though. I'm agreeing with you. I'm coming with you. I'm riding that train.
Yeah, I have a passion for this game. I love this game. We've all invested so much in it, and I want it to be as good as it can be. I want the potential to be there to be one of the best games ever made, right? And straight up, we've invested a lot of time and energy, all of us, to help build this game. We promote this game for free, right? For them, free marketing.
We don't do it for them.
Well, no, we do it for the communities, because our communities are absolutely insane. Cubs fam and my mob. It's just absolutely mental, right? That's why we do this. That's what it's all about. But it's free advertising for the game, right? Because people pick this game up and play it with us. Let's be honest. And really, it's free advertising. And I think, you know what? They're certainly moving in the right direction, but I think there's still some way to go yet. That's all.
Okay. Good discussion, Heinze. I really appreciate it. Everyone, tell us how you feel about all of this lack of communication. Maybe we're too, maybe I'm too content because they have improved, and I should be continuing to push that in a better direction, and maybe not. So anyway, we got another half of the video coming out for you guys right now. Go check that out. I'll get a link down in the description for you today. And as always, my brothers, don't forget, send me that link, Heinze.